ladies and gentlemen, to Geekly Videos. I'm your host, Ryan, and today's video is my cast for the upcoming Until Dawn movie. For those that you don't know about Until Dawn, it's an interactive video game, but your choices impact lives of the characters you control throughout the story, who lives, who dies, relationships between the characters, how it all ends up. It's a lot of fun. Each playthrough is different and more or less different, and there's a lot of great. And there's also plenty of other games like that: Men of Medan, Little Hope, House of Ashes, like the Dark Pictures Anthology. I get The Quarry, a whole lot, and I always look forward to playing those games. Like, I just absolutely love them, so I can't get enough of them. So, and I thought, since the movie has been recently announced for Until Dawn, I thought I'd make my own little cast for it. As much as I would love the original cast to had the likeness and the voices for the characters in Until Dawn, only way you probably could make it work is if you did like 10 years after the first incident, and just depends how. I don't think that would really fit the story well 10 years later. I'd love to see it, but I think maybe we should go for like a younger cast here. Like, as much as I loved the cast in video game, they were perfect. Every single person there. I think we're probably willing going with a new cast here. So I'm going to give it a crack of my own. Give me my own crack and tell you who should play each character. I've got all the 11 characters. I think that's it. Is it? Yeah, 11 characters. I'll probably obviously get some to do motion capture for. I won't say, in case you haven't seen it, but there's some things in the story a bit further down that you might require motion capture. I won't try and get too spoilery, but there will be some. So basically, if you haven't seen it, haven't played the game, or don't want to know about the movie, maybe don't watch the video, or I won't spoil too much, but there'll be little hints there, so be warned at least, just in case. So anyway, I'm going to start off with a couple of not small minor nodes, but not the main characters you play as well. So I'm going to first start off with the stranger. I think his name was Jack or something. Basically, the guy you find out looks like is basically stalking the main cast throughout the story, but you think is something bad, but turns out he's one of the good guys. And as a game, people who have played video games sure know about his fate. So having known the whole fate, and I think they'll probably do still the same thing in the movie, I thought the best cast you play can go for Sean Bean. As someone that, as anyone would know, what happens to Sean Bean in every single film, more or less. And honestly, I think he could really work this role really well, and it just that little joke there would be hilarious as well. So Sean Bean as the stranger. Then I'd move on to Dr. Alan Hill. Depends if they really incorporate that character into the movie, because obviously if you play the video games, you know it works well, because obviously with you playing the game, he's talking to you in them little bits of at the end of each chapter. In a movie, I'm not sure if it would actually really work well, or it depends. So I'm going to cast him here just in case, but I'm going to go for the same actor who played him in the game, Peter Stormare. I hope I got that right. He was fantastic in the role, and like I said, I don't think you need that much of an age difference between the game and the movie. So like I said, he would still be perfect for the role. So definitely Peter Stormare as Dr. Alan Hill. So I'll move on to the twin sisters, Hannah and Beth. I was a little struggle on this. Either get two different actresses who look similar to play them, or get one actress to play both of them. Obviously, they both provide different pros and cons, but I went for one actress to play them, and one I believe I could play him pretty well, is Ariel Winter. You probably know her from Modern Family. I can't remember what she's selling, but I do believe she would excel in the role as the sisters. Two different personalities as sisters, a lot different between each other, but I think she would definitely thrive in that role. Very early on in the movie, I think she would play it perfectly well. And like I said, I had quite a couple of people in mind for this, but Ariel Winter is definitely one of those people that I can see excelling in that role. And now I've got those three characters out of the way. I'm gonna move on to rest of the main characters. I'm gonna start with Jess. Jess isn't one of those characters. One of those characters you don't get to play as much in the game if you played it, but there's not as much opportunity to play her. But still one of my favorite characters. Like she just gets, like you feel a lot of sorry for her, what happens in the film, and like it's not just a one-dimensional character. There's a lot of layers there, and I think where she was in the video game, I wish you could use her a bit more in the game, but from what you saw of her, what you got to use of her, was fantastic. So I'm gonna go with Olivia Lind. For those that you don't know who she is, I'm not sure if anyone's even seen Chucky series, but Chucky TV series. She plays one of the main three characters in there. And if you've seen it all the way from first season to the current part, there's a lot of character development in that for that character. And honestly, I could see her doing the exact same thing for Jess over like a two hour movie, something like that. I definitely can see her doing a lot of good work with this character and really excelling in showing the character's depth and all that. So definitely Olivia Lind as Jess in Until Dawn. I'm gonna move on to Ashley next. This one of the characters had a long list of people to play as. It depends how you played the game, which either becomes your most annoying character. Not one of the characters, but one of those you're like, why would you do that? And she's one of your favourite characters, depending on choice. Like when I first did my playthrough, I did accidentally click the wrong button and made one hell of a bad choice for my character Chris, which almost would have bit me back in the ass if I kept him alive for a bit longer. But ignore that for now. For Ashley, I'm gonna go for Lizzie Broadway. For those that don't know who she is, she played I can't remember her character's name, but recently in Gen V, the girl who shrinks and gets tall. Emma, is it Emma? I can't remember the name of the character. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I thought she really excelled in that role on Gen V, and I thought, and when looking for actresses to play Ashley, I definitely think she would excel as Ashley. I think she got that range as an actress to really play that character who's a little scared, but also can be a little badass as well. Like just has that range of an actress to really show that role, give that role just a little bit more in the film. Like just play it perfectly well. So Lizzie Broadway as Ashley. Now I'm going to move on to Matt. This was quite a challenging one because there's a lot of good actors out there who could play Matt. Like you said, you want someone who has a look of a jock, sound of a jock, but can play that sweet, kind guy who cares about his girlfriend in that way. And when going through this, there's not a lot. There's quite a few people that came to mind. But there's one guy that stood out to me was Mason Gooding. If you don't know who he is as well, his most famous role, at least for me at least, would be Chad in the Scream franchise in 5 and 6. He's basically pretty much played the whole role. I remember when Scream 5 was announced, you saw a couple of trailers, I thought he's going to be a typical jock, a little idiot over the top, but he really excelled in that role. He really showed that it wasn't just a typical jock. He had that emotion, he had that caring, nice soul behind him. He showed, I definitely believe, Hazmat, he would excel in the role. He probably would steal the movie in my opinion. I think you could basically bill him as one of the big names in it because of his, status right now. So definitely Mason Gooding as Matt. I'm going to move on to his girlfriend, Emily. who a lot of people dislike the most, I believe at least, but I do think she's got a lot of great character development in the film. Sorry, in the game that can be explored in the film as well. I do believe this is one of the characters that you'll hate for a bit, but getting down the line, I think you could really like her. But if you're given the right actress to play her, just like in video game, like I didn't like her very much at the beginning, but by the end, you do like her. She really gets. Like I said, there's a lot of great character development in this game. You don't get one-dimensional characters, the typical jock, the idiots, like all that. So I've had a lot of names for this character Emily, but the name that stood out. I haven't seen her in much, but from a few things I've seen her in, Lana Conda, I hope I get the last name right there. I think she was one thing I remember seeing her was when she played Jubilee in the X-Men Apocalypse, I believe that was. I do believe she would embody Emily perfectly. I think she would, like, you can play that pitchiness, but also like someone who actually does care. Like I said, it's similar to the Matt character. Like people think it's gonna be like a one-dimensional kind of like all that typical horror film stuck-up person, but as you get along, you can show the depths, you can show the emotion behind him, and let him really excel in the role. So Lana Condor as Emily. And I'm going to move on to Chris, who's one of my favourite characters in the game. Like, basically, it's comic relief. A lot of horror films get, you tend to really got to play comic reliefs with great comedic timing, and Noah Fearless, who played him in the game, perfect. I would love to see him back, but like I said, the age is a bit there, so you'd have to change the whole story a little bit instead of 1 year after. But my cast for this would be Nolan Gald. I can't pronounce the last name. I'm not sure how I pronounced it. I don't want to mess it up. But for those that you don't know about him, he was also in Modern Family as well. So got a couple of people in there. But I can't remember his name. Was it Luke? He basically played the son in the family, and I do believe his comedic timing in that was perfect. And I believe he could play someone like Chris, constantly making jokes, but one of those people who does care. He has that crush on Ashley. Ashley has that crush on him. I believe them two could work very well off each other. Nolan and Lizzie, both great actresses and actors there. Both would work together well, and who I picked for Josh, I think he pretty could work really well with him as well as two best friends. I do believe in Nolan Gald. I was going to say Nolan because I don't think I'm getting that last name right, so I do apologise if I'm getting that wrong. Would work well as Chris, definitely hands down. So I'm going to move on to Josh now. I'm a little spoiler territory here, but I was going for this. You want someone who plays character very sweetly, nice, caring, but you also want to feel that you can feel that loss inside of him with what happened previously, and then you also want to go for that little that dark side, that little crazy side that he shows a bit later on. So there's quite a few actors I had in mind for this, but I went for Asa Butterfield. I think those that don't know about him, been quite a few things, mainly for sex education. Quite a few other films, but I think he could really excel in a role like this. I keep using the word excel a bit too much, but I think he has the range of an actor to really show both sides of Josh, the side before and the side after. I do believe he could really excel in a role. Like, I'd love Rami Malek back, but like I said, the age, it's just a shame because I don't think anyone's going to play it good as Rami, as that's fantastic in that role. But I do believe Asa Butterfield could come to a close second for it. So Asa Butterfield as Josh in Until Dawn. Then I'm going to move on to Sam. I do believe Sam should be marketed as the main character, more or less main character in this at least, or definitely top female character in this, because I do believe she will either be final girl or at least one of the final two in the film, depending on the whole situation. But I do believe you've got to really get someone who can capture what Hayden Panettiere had in that character, and it's a shame because I'd love her back, but at least at the age difference, unless like you said, I've said previously, 10 years later, but I'm going for 1 year later. I hope I don't butcher this actress's name, but Kiana Shipka. I hope I got it right. She's best known role as the Adventures of Sabrina in the Netflix series. I've seen bits and bobs in it, but I do believe she could pull out that character that doesn't take any of the guy's crap jokes. She can bite back, has that friendship with him. Just, I feel like she could play that badass you get later down in like you do in the game. You can convincingly play like, okay, step up as leader, be the badass, be the one who will take on the creatures, whatever. Don't go about spoilers bit there, but the thingy bobs. Don't want to get too much spoilers just in case you haven't seen it or played it or want to watch it without playing it, whatever. But Kiana, I'm hoping to pronounce that name right. I'm not very good at pronouncing names. I don't really hear it that often. Kiana Shipka, and Sam would like perfect for all. She does have that range. Keep using that word, but definitely she would work really well in a role like that. Definitely. Now I'm going to move on to the last role. Mike, like I said, is either going to be the last two with Sam or at least the last two then gets after. But I had quite a few people for this role as well. But it was a quite hard role to pick because the guy who played him in the video game was perfect for a role. Absolutely perfect. Like I said, a lot of these people I've cast in this one it'll be very hard for them to live up to what they had in game. Like I said, that unfortunately a lot of people will judge them off that, which is a shame because, like I said, it's gonna be very hard to live up to those standards. Everyone did their role perfectly, but I'm gonna go with Zachary Arthur. If you don't know about him, he plays. Can't remember the name now. I just get man, but it's off a Chucky TV series. He plays the Jake. Is it Jake? I hope I got that right because I really love the show. And if I got that name wrong, Jake. Pretty sure I plays Jake. On the Chucky TV series, and watching him grow up throughout the series, and I do think he could play a very good Mike in Until Dawn. Like I said, he's very good in the TV series. I don't think I've seen him in anything else, but from what I've seen on the Chucky TV series, he's done absolutely perfect. He's done great. He shows He's showing a lot of character development. A lot of like badassery, all that. I do think he could play and like very, very well. Like I said, I think he could be one of those actors who makes a role his, if given the right material and all that. But Mike as Zachary Arthur as Mike. Words mix up there, but yeah, that is my cast for Until Dawn. Sorry for bumbling on a bit too much there, the story and all that, but I hope I didn't butcher any of the actors or actresses' names there. But that is my cast for your upcoming Until Dawn movie. Please let me know what you think. Do you agree? Disagree? Would you prefer someone else? Do you think they're not good enough for a role? But please let me hear your thoughts. Who do you think should play him? Or would you prefer the original cast to play him? Please let me know. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Like, subscribe, all that nonsense.